morning. We woke up to some growth in the garden this morning. We have some beans and cucumbers and zucchini coming through and lots of corn. It's been about 13 days since the initial planting, so it's super awesome seeing some stuff starting to grow. Stay tuned for more. Planted these ones myself. They're the cucumbers. There's a few coming up. See some corn. That's corn. This is where we planted the zucchini. There's one little guy popping up right now. So exciting. This is the beans popping up here, getting freshly watered.
So today we're teaching you guys how to plant bedding plants. So if you're new to planting, you've never gardened before and you want to get into it, bedding plants are very simple. They're already started at the nursery, so you really just have to transplant them and make sure they have water. It's nothing to be afraid of, very simple. An easy way to get the plants out is just to push the bottom, slightly pulling on the top, and boom, pops right out. Easy peasy. Just gotta dig a hole, place it in there, cover it back up, bingo bango bongo, done, just like that. So very simple, and then you can make sure you water it. It's really hard to really overwater a plant that you just transplanted. There's dirt around it, it's dry, the water's just gonna leach into everywhere. So make sure you give the plant lots of water so that you know it's gonna survive. So the last thing you wanna do is transplant it and have it die, because that would really suck. We got the garden all planted here, the bedding plants that is. And one thing to really make sure when you're planting is the space in between. So for example, the tomatoes here needed 24 inches. They needed 2 feet from that plant to that plant. The rows need to be about 2 feet apart as well. So it's 2 feet for this. The cabbage really only needed about 18 inches. So the next row just really needs only to be 18 inches apart. But because in this row we do have tomatoes, that means the next row, at least right here, it needs to be about 24 inches apart. And then for the peppers here, which I do need to water still, the peppers needed only about 18 inches apart as well. So for the sake of the rows, I chose just to do about 24 inches on each of them, just so it looks nice, neat and clean. We have our pumpkin, sweet, like a sugar pumpkin for pumpkin pies and stuff. I put it about 9 feet away from the edge there, and then 9 feet from the onions we have there, because it needs about 8 feet. So that's like 8 to 10. You know, sometimes you never know how long the vines are going to grow. So I just did 9. It should be all right. I don't expect this one to grow too big. One pumpkin plant is more than enough for a small family. If you guys want to make a couple pumpkin pies, you know, Thanksgiving, Easter, whatnot, just freeze them. You can make pumpkin puree, freeze them, and keep it for a while in the freezer. It's great. You can do so many things with pumpkins.